Welcome to the Brewery Adventure, where we explore the vibrant world of local breweries and the incredible atmosphere they create. I'm Courtney.
And I'm Craig. If you've ever wondered what makes a brewery more than just a place to grab a drink, you're in for a treat.
In each episode, we'll cover places making beer, from the cozy corners of neighborhood tap rooms to the bustling energy of larger brew houses.
We're not just talking about the beer, though. We're celebrating the ambiance, Courtney, the culture and the community that makes each brewery a unique destination.
So whether you're a regular at your local brew pub or just curious about what's out there, join us as we uncover the magic behind the taps.
So Courtney, let's embark on the brewery adventure together. So ready? 1, 2, 3. Cheers!
Cheers!
There it is. There's the cheers that I've known and loved. Courtney, people are listening going, that's not Tim. Tim's got an Australian accent.
No.
What's going on, Courtney? This
is a different voice.
I'm going to jump in straight in because people are going to be thinking, what the heck is going on? Where is Tim? What's going on? Get that over and done with now, and then we'll move on. What do you think?
All right, we'll get that over and done with.
Yeah.
Tim is going to take a little bit of a break from the Brewery Adventure. He's going to focus on family and some other projects. Mm-hmm. So that means for the podcast, I'm going to continue forward and have some guest co-hosts, maybe some regular guest co-hosts, and we're going to kind of go from there. So you were very gracious and jumped in and said, hey, I can do this with you.
Well, if no one knows, my name is Craig. A little bit about myself as well. I also do geocaching and Munsey as well, just like Courtney and Tim do, and that's how we kind of met, Courtney. But I also have several other podcasts out there. I host the Treasures of Our Town podcast with Joshua, the geocaching vlogger. I'm on the official Munsey podcast with Rob, the president of Munsey. I'm also on the GCPC, the geocaching podcast, which is another geocaching live podcast every Wednesday night. I also do a dabble, and I'm editor and producer of the Australian Down Under geocaching podcast too. So I do know a little bit about podcasting, Courtney.
A little bit. You're kind of like the professional podcaster coming in.
No, I'm just a man in a van. I'm down by the river. That's all I am. So,
I mean, that is pretty true because also you are traveling around the country in a van, doing the van life thing.
Exactly. Full-time van life now as well. Been full-time van life for all of this year and a little bit of last year as well. Really enjoying it, Courtney, too, I'll be honest with you, because I get to see all these breweries. And again, that's what we had a discussion about before, saying, Craig, do you want to be on the podcast? Because I do breweries, I'm almost there daily. Different brewery almost every single day. And we'll get to that too, just to let you know in my statistics that are going to come up too. But meanwhile, Courtney, what do you and Tim always used to do?
We need to start this off with some beer.
Yes, I am thirsty already. Absolutely thirsty already. So do you crack it open on the mic? Is that what you do?
Well, yeah, you're going to crack it open by your mic, but we need to know what you're opening first and where it's from. What are you drinking? Okay,
I'm drinking it's called Calm Down Jethro. It's a milkshake IPA. And yes, the Jethro on the actual can itself is very angry looking. It is from the Last Ditch Brewery that I was at yesterday or last night. I was at Last Ditch Brewery, and that's in Kenosha in Wisconsin too. So, milkshake IPA. What are you drinking?
All right. Well, you give yours a good crack and take a sip of that. That's what we're going to do.
I don't know if I can do this properly yet or not, so we'll see. Oh, it's fizzy.
Oh, that was good.
It's fizzing off the top, and now I've got it on my microphone. Look at that. Oh, yeah. There's some nice little sounds for the audience members. But anyway, what are you drinking, Courtney?
That was fantastic. Normally, I'm the one that makes a mess. I have my glass. I have a towel. I have all the things ready just in case things go horribly wrong, because they usually do. I am drinking a cherry sour from Paddlefish Brewing in St. Peter, Minnesota. And I picked this out because of the name, because you doing the van life thing. The name of this is On the Road Again.
Oh, that's a really cool name. I like that.
And I thought that was just a nice tie-in for you, Craig.
Thank you. So you're going to pop it open now? Well, hang on. Before you pop it open, no one can see this because this is an audio-only podcast, and I didn't know this, but Courtney, you have a little trick up your sleeve to pop it open. You have a device on the top of your can. Explain what the device is for other people who may, Courtney, I'll be honest with you, other people may find it hard to crack a can, you know what I mean, with their fingernails and break a nail and stuff. What is that you use?
It's like this little plastic thing that slips over the tab, and then you can just pull it instead of having to like dig a fingernail or your finger underneath the tab to pull it off.
Where did you get it from?
The job I had prior to my current one was a sales agency and had lots of products flowing in and out.
Cool.
And this was an item in one of the kitchenware lines that you could just get the little tab opener for your soda can, your beer can, whatever.
Well, here's a job for you then as well, and that is if you find it on Amazon and put the link in the show notes and have it link on Amazon too. That'd be cool because there will still be some people out there who really would actually like that. So anyway, crack it open.
I'm secretly hoping that this is going to make less of a mess than normal.
Ooh.
It didn't work out great.
But you didn't break a nail. You didn't break a nail.
I didn't break a nail.
Yeah, that's right. See, so perfect. Job done. Oh, you pour it in a glass too, don't you? Or you have a sip first.
Mm-hmm. But I had to sneak a sip first because I'm so excited to drink this. Oh, that's good.
Mm.
There's cherry. There's some wheat flavor in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Pour away. Listen to that.
Crowlers never pour well.
Yeah, it's because
I'm dripping all over.
It's because, it's also because you can't make a good sounding pour by pouring it correctly into the glass either. Because to make that pour sound, you actually got to splash it into the glass to make the sound. Whereas a good pour doesn't really make a sound because it goes down the side of the glass. See, so look at that with the tips, Courtney. See, I think I'm going to drink mine out of the can. I think I'm just going to drink mine out of the can. So.
You can have you heard stories about drinking straight out of cans, Craig?
Yeah, but I'm from Australia. We don't worry about
rodent
poo on the rim of the can.
That's exactly it.
But either that, Courtney, or as you pour it out of the can, the liquid's going over that same rim that you're putting your mouth on, so it makes no real difference, does it?
Oh man!
Oh wow! Look at that. Now now you've got another level of OCD-ness.
I didn't think about this.
That is too funny. That is too funny.
This is changing everything.
Yeah. So, sorry, not sorry, but anyway, we'll go ahead and go from there. Courtney, let's get on with you first. What have you been up to in the last couple of weeks, basically, it's been? What have you been happening with you?
Before we get on to my actual adventures, I have a big thank you to you.
Me? Why?
Yes, to you, because I don't know if you remember this, but back like toward the beginning of the year, we were talking a lot about your van life stuff, and you had kind of started going to the breweries, and you kept sending me pictures of all these cool beers that you were drinking, and I just kept thinking like, Craig's going into these breweries and going in by himself. Like I wasn't doing that. I didn't go to a brewery unless it was with another person or other people. It felt weird, but you inspired me. Like I can go into a brewery by myself. I can hang out by myself. I've started to do that a lot. I take my Kindle, I read, I talk with the beer tenders, I talk with the other people sitting in the bar area. And it's become like a really fun thing. Like I look forward to going to do that. And that's because of you. Like you're the inspiration for all that. So thank you, Craig.
No, thank you. But that's a really good point that you do actually make. And that is, there are a lot of people out there like you and I that don't travel by themselves, even if they're happily married with kids, but they're for work, they're traveling for work, for instance, as well, and they don't want to go out and go to a brewery and sit there amongst themselves. I'll be honest with you, Courtney, and that is, it's one of my favorite parts of the day now because I can go in there, and you know me, I'm not scared to chat to anyone at all. I don't care what who you are, what you're about. I'll have a talk with you. But yeah, you go in there, and I love sinking in the actual breweries, and I go to the nano breweries, the micro breweries, the small ones. I don't really go too many, the big city, pubs, and no, that's for me. No, I'd rather a brewery, one where you can literally, you can smell the wood, that sort of thing. You can see, see the vats behind the glass or the perspex even, or there's not even anything behind. They're just sitting there behind the bar, that sort of stuff too. That's what I really like. And normally the person you're talking to behind the bar is the same person that mixed that batch of beer. You know what I mean?
Which is really cool.
Put the hops in, put the wheat in, put whatever it was that needed to be, put the different flavors in and created the flavor that you're about to drink, and they're very passionate about their beer, as they should be, So, yeah, that's the reason why I like going in by myself. And I don't have any expectations at all. I could be in there and you're going to at least talk to one person. That's the person you get the beer from. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
that's a
I
good
think
shout out
about
to
you
everyone.
every time I go and do that. So I thought you should know that I appreciate that very much.
No, thank you. So, the leading into that segues into where actually have you been in the last sort of week or two?
Oh my gosh, the last couple weeks, I feel like I've been all over the place. The biggest one was the All Pints North Festival that was up in Duluth, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have stats in front of me for how many breweries were there and how many different beers were available. But it was a huge festival.
Mm-hmm.
That was my second beer festival. So this one, though, I snuck in with a press pass. Thank you to the Minnesota Craft Brewers Guild. That was really super cool. And I was already
I love that.
So excited about that part. But you get a little taster glass and you get to go around to all the different tents and stuff where people have everything set up and sample whatever beers you want. Some of them will rinse out your glass. Some of them are very particular about smelling your glass before they rinse it out, just to see like the beer you're asking me for, is it similar to what you were drinking? I'll just pour it in there. If it smells something completely different, I'm going to wash that out for you so it's a clean palate in your glass.
Wow.
It was really neat. And you get to talk to like a lot of the brewers and the brewery owners were there.
Yeah. Yeah. Do they have like little cups of coffee beans and stuff too, where if you smell the coffee bean, that actually cleanses your palate from your nasal passage as well? Did you know that? A few breweries that I've been to have that as well at the side. Therefore, if you're getting a flight of beer, then you can actually do that and smell the coffee notes in between time, and that actually gets rid of that flavor, that beer flavor, whatever it was in your mouth or throat or your tongue itself. So. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that at wineries, but not for beer.
Yeah, same. Yeah, same. So there you go. Tell me though, did you actually log all these different types on Untapped as you were going around? That's a lot of work.
Oh gosh, no, there were so many, Craig. There were so many, and they all kind of started to blur together, not because they were like the same kinds of beer or mediocre beer. Like it was just a day full of sampling beer, and it was incredible.
I tell you what, it's a hard job to have as a media pass. And so that pass itself got you all the beers that you wanted to taste. Like you didn't have to buy each one. Nope. Literally. So the entry fee was the fee for all the flavors. Wow.
Yes.
But you could buy take home packs, could you? Or
I don't know if anybody was actually selling beer to take home, but it is like even if you paid for a ticket for the festival, you still get a glass. Yep. It was different than the glass I got, but you still get a glass.
Well, you got a special
and you still
press
get to
glass.
try whatever you want. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool. I've never actually been to a brewery, festival as such. So yeah, I really look forward to getting to one someday and just literally getting really hammered. But anyway, we'll see. It does take a lot for me. So the kegs will be empty by the time I sort of crawl out of there. So, but anyway,
we will find one, Craig. I will take you to a beer festival because it's really like it's a day of beer joy.
I know, and because the last sort of 10 days for me, I've really taken it back, sit back a little bit on my actual work, my digital job that I do. So I haven't been doing video work at all. I haven't been doing any video editing and stuff like that too. So I've been having like afternoons where I can look and go, okay, I'm going to stay here this afternoon, wherever the town may be. Where's my nearest brewery? And I would click on Untapped and have a look exactly where my nearest brewery is. And I would go there and sit down. No matter what time of the afternoon it was, it could be 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going in that brewery for a flight. So, but yeah. That's just me. What else have you been?
And how do those breweries pair up with? Because you also do Harvest Host.
Yes.
When you're traveling.
Yes.
Are some of those breweries?
So yeah, look at you, Courtney, segueing in. Perfect. You call yourself a non-pod. You're a podcaster, Courtney. Come on.
No, but I'm genuinely curious because it seems like some of them are. A lot of them are.
Yes. So what Harvest Host is, if a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people don't because they don't use it, Harvest Host is van life or RV life, for instance, a place to stay. Now, what it is, it's made up of either breweries, wineries, golf courses, for instance, or farm stays is another one too. And All it is that you pay $100 a year to be a member of Harvest Host, an actual traveling member, and you go to, like, you look at the map and the town and go, okay, I want to stay there. It's a brewery. They've got parking out the back. You know what I mean? And yes, I can stay there overnight for free. So they're always free overnight stays. You get one night free overnight with your Harvest Host thing. So, I mean, normally, Courtney, I'm telling you, if you're an RV person and you don't need hookup, for instance, as well, you're still paying $30, $40, $50 a night for an RV park. You know what I mean? So why not save that money and just go into a brewery and buy yourself a flight of beer? You know what I mean?
That seems way better.
It's way better. And then obviously have a smash burger from the food truck out the front as well at the same time. There's your dinner. There's your drinks, and then you can stagger home to your house and go to sleep in the backyard. So, yeah, that's called Harvest Host. And again, they're a great company. They're a company brought together because the both members pay. So if you're a host, you pay your yearly fees, which is like $100, and if you're a member, you pay your yearly fees, which is $100. So that's how they make their money as an app. But that's all they do. They don't do anything else. They're just an app. So you then user friendly between. It basically puts the clients to the hosts. That way too. So that's Harvest Host. So yeah,
I think that's super cool.
A lot of the breweries, the ones who have parking, then a lot of them are actually Harvest Hosts as well. So, which is really cool. And some breweries, they really lean into the Harvest Host. Like I was at a Harvest Host the other day, and again, it was another brewery as well. They have actual specialized parking for Harvest Host only, and they're bigger spots for the pull-throughs, the big RVs. At the same time, they have free electricity hookup for the RVs as well overnight. So, I mean, they're really, some people will go really all in. Other times, you'll get a free sticker because you're a Harvest Host member. So they'll give you a free sticker to say thank you for coming and visiting the brewery. Normally the stickers are $2 each, whatever. I got several inside my van, but yeah, they'll give you a free sticker, for instance. Sometimes you get discounts at different breweries and that too. So just because you're a Harvest Host member, because they want you to stay, they want you to come visit. They want the good reviews as well, because it's same as Uber. You review them, they review you. It's all the same, so there's no difference. So, but yeah, they're Harvest Hosts. So I love that. Stumble home to the backyard and sleep in your comfortable bed.
Exactly.
There's more to van life than just staying down by the river. I'll give you that tip right there. It's delicious. And speaking of, I'm getting thirsty again. What else has been happening with you, Courtney, before we move on to me?
Oh, All Pints North was such a big one. And also a shout out for that one for my friend Dan from the podcast, A One Pint Stand. Mm-hmm. Dan told me about that festival. He was the one who helped me get a press pass to go in there. And he spent the day going around drinking with me. And we had the best time. So thank you, Dan. Mm-hmm. Dan at A One Pint Stand. I'll put a link in our show description so people can go check him out too. Mm-hmm. That would be amazing.
Do you think you might have Dan as one of your co-hosts sometimes as well?
I haven't discussed this with him yet, but yes, that would be lovely.
I'm chucking him under the bus already now. Dan, if you're listening, and I know he does, if he knows you, then yes, you got to come on this show as well, Dan, and tell us all about your brewery and your beer too. So that'd be really cool.
And I did just record an episode with him for his podcast all about All Pints North, because we got home and I think we were feeling very sad. We had this enormous fun weekend and then came home and was like, oh. So then we got together and talked about it, and it was excitement all over again.
Yeah, perfect. And again, that's the van life. I come home and home is where I am. So I don't get that home feeling where I get stuck again. I can just travel wherever I want. But anyway, I'm digressing, Courtney.
You're teasing me with this, Craig. You're teasing me with this because you know that's what I want to do.
I'm good at that. Where else have you been, Courtney, over the last couple of weeks? Have you been to any other breweries as well?
This last Saturday, I hit 2 different little festival things, not big like All Pints North, but there was a lager fest at Heavy Rotation up in Brooklyn Park. So they had a ton of different lagers on their beer list. So had a flight and maybe some extras. They were super delicious. And then went over to 56 Brewing in Minneapolis for Nersh Fest. So they had live music going all day with a stage and beer was flowing, and that was just a big party over there. Mm-hmm. So it feels like everybody's having big kind of outdoor events here right now. And it's I'm all for it.
Well, as they should. I mean, you're still in Minnesota, so you do get snow. Snow's coming again soon. You know that too. So you might as well get the outdoors while you can. So
you have to pack all the fun into the summer.
Exactly. Mind you, I will say, Courtney, and throwing back to you and Tim, when you had the podcast itself and you were trying to make it just about Minneapolis, I was like, no, please spread out more. I mean, because I know you travel, I know Tim travels, and now I travel, and so if it's okay with you, Courtney, can I do some more check-ins here and there on my travels, just so I'm in different states, so people around the whole US and the world can listen in about where I am in terms of the states I'm in and the breweries that I visit? Can I do that?
Yes, please. You are Craig, the official roving reporter for the Brewery Adventure.
You know what we could call it? We could call it my Hotbocalypse tour.
Yes. Can we get like a hat made for you and a shirt and everything so you look all official when you walk into places?
Wow, that'd be, I need a Brewery Adventure hat and shirt. I do. Oh man,
we all do, right?
Yeah, this is true. I at least need stickers to give out. I need stickers at minimum to give out to the breweries.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get them too. So that's all right.
I'll hook you up with that.
So,
that has been something I've been trying to do since summer started. I've been taking weekends and at least one day trying to get at least an hour outside of the metro. So going to places like very purposefully that are not in my daily routine. They're not places I'm near on a regular basis that I could just happen to pop in. Like intentionally going to some places that are a little bit further out. And there's been some really nice gems. It's been a lot of fun.
And that's the thing, the more you see, the more ideas you get, the more ideas you can get, what's good, what works good, what doesn't work as good, what you like, what you don't like, and so you never know what's going to happen in the future, Courtney. You could be, one of those brewers that I go and talk to, for instance, and do interviews with your own brewery. So
no.
We're not going to get that far, she says. But
we'll switch that around. You can be the brewer that I go visit.
Okay. If I have to be. But just to let you know, Courtney, I'm not sure if you're aware. I actually went through my Untapped. Now, you're not sponsored by Untapped at all. Untapped, if you don't know what Untapped is, then you're not really a beer drinker. No. Untapped. I know I'm chucking everyone on the bus.
You're not doing it right.
You're not doing it right. Untapped, to me, Courtney, I call it the Facebook for beer drinkers. Untapped is an app itself that you use to log in to where you're drinking. You log in what you're drinking. You can then rate it if you like as well, and give it a little bit of a review, that sort of thing too. So it gives you good statistics. Now, but when you look back on the statistics, you realize how much beer you actually consume. So
maybe you shouldn't look back on your statistics.
Here's my statistics. So I started my Untapped adventure on February 4th, 2022. So that's three and a bit years ago, 3.5 years ago. In 3.5 years, I've checked in 1,436 locations, consuming 1,352 beer types and beers.
Some of those beers are tasters, though. They're not. It's not like you're drinking full pints of everything. Maybe you took a sip out of someone else's beer and you logged it because it was great.
I don't do that.
Oh.
But when you say tasters, yes, I do a lot of flights. I do like my flights. For instance, and that's the reason why this stat is very, very important to listen. I did these as flights, okay? And that is in the past week, I've had 50 different beers in 10 days. Oh,
Craig.
I just 50 different beers in 10 days. But they were flights, Courtney. And these flights are, 4, 5, or 6 different types in the one go. So, they're a flight of beer. They're not a full pint of beer. So, or as we say in Australia, a schooner. But anyway, it's a different word for you. So.
We're getting some Aussie lingo in here.
You are. Now, Courtney, I listen to you and Tim and the Brewery Adventure constantly itself. And I was a bit sort of, I'm going to say unhappy, Courtney, with you.
Yep.
With you.
Yep.
And your Untapped rating. Now, before I start, everyone go back and listen to all Courtney's previous episodes. She talks about always giving everything a 5 if she's going to drink it again, and then a 3 if she's not going to drink it again. Courtney, that's not helpful for anyone. And it's not helpful for you
It's helpful
either.
for my heart.
No. Because you need to rate. So you asked me, how do I rate things? Now, I'm an Untapped premium member, or they call us, I don't know the word now for it, enchanted or something, whatever it is.
Insider.
Anyway, insider. That's right. I'm insider. So I get to rate things differently. You, as an outsider, get to rate things 0.25s. We get to rate things 0.1. So I can do 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, etc. So my average rating score is around the 3.8, 3.9 is my average rating score. That's average. But for me, if it's over a 4, it's a good beer. If it's under a 4, it's okay. If it's under a 3, it's a no. See, so that's my rating. You can't just give everything 5s, Courtney. You know, it's not a participation trophy.
I've made. I do think about this every time I go to rate something,
mm-hmm.
and then I got it in my head like I'm gonna do 4.75 because that's like
mm-hmm.
the next thing I can bump down
mm-hmm.
to. My 4.75 is going to be I like this beer, I drink it again, and then I can save the 5s for like the really standout things. Like I would come back here specifically to drink this beer again.
Yep. And I'll tell you another good reason. That is, I was talking to one of the brew makers the other day as well, and it was only him and I. We're in this little brewery area. It was in like a you call it a strip mall sort of brewery.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, Courtney. I drove into the strip mall. I looked at it and went, oh, shouldn't I? I ended up going in. I'm so glad I did, because there was a husband and wife who would own the place. She's on the computer. She's doing all the bookwork. She's doing all the paperwork. He's behind the kegs, behind the taps. He's talking to me as well. He said to me, I said, I'm here because of Untapped. And he's like, oh, he doesn't like Untapped. And I asked him why. And he said, because everyone sort of rates the beers lower if they don't like a type of beer. So in other words,
yes,
you know, there's people out there who hate sours, who hate IPAs, but they'll order one and then rate it really low because they don't like that style. Well, that's not right.
Yeah.
You know. But I said to him, no, people don't look at the ratings of beers. Don't get hung up on the ratings of beers. I said, I rate my beers how I actually have it. I told him the same thing as you. I said, 4 is my average. So 3.9 to 4 is my average. And then I go higher or lower from there. Courtney, you should have seen his face when, I think it might have been the 5th beer in my flight. I tasted it. I looked at him and went, my eyes just boggled out of my head. He's like, what's wrong? I go, there's nothing wrong. And then I typed it up and I showed him. I said, this is out of 1,400 beers that I've tasted, this is my 11th 5 I've given out. And you should have seen him. He's nearly melt. He melt because it shows though that I enjoy my beers. I'm not a beer connoisseur, not at all. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that was a really good beer. And yes, it deserved a 5. And I deserve to tell him I've only ranked 10 5s. In 1,400 beers, I've had 10 5s. This is the 11th one. And his heart absolutely melt. And he is like, nearly in tears. He put that one there on the list that he's actually going to make again. So yeah, that's the good it does for it. You know what I mean? So I think it changed his mind in regards to Untapped just a little bit too, hopefully. So, but yeah, shout out to him too. That was the 4 Circles Brewery in Brighton, Missouri. Little strip mall place, 4 Circles Brewery. So there you go.
I love that story.
Mm-hmm. But
all right, maybe I need to just take a day and go in and kind of re-rate everything I've already done.
Or
on the new Courtney scale.
or just leave it as it is, and that's the old Courtney, and just come in with the new. Just come in with the new. You don't have to start again.
So hard.
Just come in. It is hard. It is hard. But the thing is that, Courtney, I'll be honest, I'm a friend of yours on Untapped. I don't really look at your ratings. You know what I mean? I look at your comments. I look at your comments. I look at the photo, especially if it's a good flight. If the flight looks fantastic, then I'll definitely look at the photo. Now, let's talk about the flights for quickly, and that is with my photos. Yeah, with my photos. These are the places I've been to just quickly in the last 10 days. Lansing Brewing in Landing, Missouri. Ogma Brewing in Jackson, Missouri. Holmes Brewery in Ann Arbor. Ironbark Brewery in Jackson as well. Did I say it wrong?
No, this is great.
This is great. Ironbark Brewery in Jackson, Mothfire in Ann Arbor, Four Circles Brewery in Brighton, Erratic Ale in Dexter, Missouri, 1056 Brewing, and that was the Harvest Host as well, in Knoxville, Illinois. Knox, Illinois. That was the one with the hill cups and everything for us too. That was a really cool brewery.
That's super nice.
Super nice brewery too. So Rustic Road Brewery in Kenosha, and also my last one yesterday, the Last Ditch Brewery Pub in Kenosha, Wisconsin. That's the beer that I'm having now. That's the one that I'm actually tasting with you as we speak. And again, that was a Harvest Host. A big shout out to Last Ditch Brew Pub in Kenosha. Why? Because they're a little small microbrewery, a couple of people working there. I saw, a social media guy working his magic, with some video work too. Courtney, you'll love this. There's a trend at the moment on TikTok whereby you literally throw a glass of beer over the beer maker and ask him to. That's what they were doing. That's exactly what they were doing. And so these two poor brew makers themselves had beer splashed all over them. They were sticky, they were smelly, and they had no clue which beer it was because none of it went in their mouth. But anyway, so
were you recording like a behind the scenes from your perspective of this?
I wasn't, because I was too busy drinking my flights, I think, too. But but I will say I did get a really cool photo of the sun setting behind a really nice sort of what do you call it, like a bush sort of area, and my beer there, and the sun was glistening through the actual glass.
It was glowing. It was beautiful.
Glowing. It was really, really nice. I said to the guy, because it was the social media guy who come and handed me the pint. And I said to him, have a look at this. I said, before you go, have a look at this. And I put the pint there, and he looked, he goes, oh, can I get a photo of that? I said, go for it. So he got a photo. I told the brewery as well about the Brewery Adventure too. They're going to be listening, Courtney, too. See, so
Hi.
The Last Ditch Brew Pub in Kenosha. But yeah, as I said before, these are the things you need to do, is you need to have a look at Untappd, see your local breweries, and go to your local breweries. That's what I'll say, because I'm telling you, they need it. They're just selling a beer or two here and there, or whatever. But I'm telling you, Courtney, it's the way of the future. I'll be honest with you. Long gone are the restaurant sort of styles. Long gone are the actual pubs and clubs, for instance. Breweries are the next big thing. I can tell you now. Breweries themselves,
I'd much rather go to a brewery than a regular restaurant or a bar.
Most you can take your dog to as well, stuff like that too. So the other ones I do like, the photos wise, is, as we said before, with the flights. So I will have got another quick shout out to Ironbark Brewery in Jackson, Missouri. Ironbark Brewery. Again, Courtney, this place from the outside, oh my goodness, it was a dive. It was a dive. It had,
like, why did I come here?
It had graffiti on, like, it was a mural, but like a bit of graffiti type mural on one side, and it was a strip mall sort of style too. I was like, oh, should I, shouldn't I? And then I even had a look at one of the Yelp reviews. And one of the Yelp reviews was bad. I went, I don't care. I'm going to go in. I know, but it was really bad. It was like a 1 star. I went, I don't care. I'm going to go in anyway. Sure enough, went in. I looked in. The place was clean inside, absolutely immaculately clean. It felt good. It smelled good. Again, there was just the barman. Maybe it's because I was too early. but I like to start early in the day. Just the barman there alone. And he was telling me, in the end, he told me his story, how he's just the barman there, but he was a local, like, attendee all the time. And then he said to the guy one time, like, you're a bit run ragged. Do you want me to help out? He's like, if you could. And that's how he got his job there. And he loved it. But the best thing about the Ironbark Brewery is the flight board. It is a Viking sword, Courtney. You get four different tasters in this Viking sword. I love a brewery that leans into their name, leans into their theme, has their paddles the same as their theme. Nothing can beat that. I'm telling you. If you're a brewery out there, a local one, a new one, people like your flights. If you want people to post photos on social media tagging you, do a nice flight that leans into your brand, shows you what you are. So Oh, I love a good
That's
paddle,
what I
Courtney.
say all the
Yeah.
time.
I know.
I get so
I know.
excited when I see a nice flight board. It just makes me so happy.
I know. I mean, there was another flight board out there, just to digress slightly. And again, it leaned into its name. It was like a real, everything inside. This is the opposite of Dive Bar. This was like pristine. It was stainless steel everywhere, stainless steel walls, stainless steel taps, stainless steel everything. They had the flight board themselves was freaking heavy because it was made out of actual steel.
Oh my gosh.
Flight board as well was in the steel too. So yeah. Oh,
Sticking with the theme.
But going back to that ironbark, again, another thing you see, his tap heads. Ready for this, Courtney? His tap heads he gets from the local thrift store as old chairs, tables, and bed legs, and he cuts them off. So it's just the bottom of the bed leg, bottom of the table leg, and he literally screws it into the top of the tap. And
my gosh,
that wood-turned, old, cracked, wood-turned, chair leg that's been in the house for 50 plus years is now sitting amongst an actual tap of brewery. So there you go. That was really cool too. So let me shout out to that. Oh,
I want to go there. That's on my brewery list now.
I've got so much more, Courtney. It's incredible how much more I've got. What's the time limit anyway? How long do you want to do this for?
This is why you're going to be the roving reporter, Craig. We're going to get front row seats to all of this now.
Wow. I'll let you now. What's let's discuss your sort of habits with your flights and stuff too. What do you like on your flight?
I try to get a mix of everything. Mm-hmm. So I will try to get some kind of dark beer, a sour, and then usually a mix of, I'll pick an IPA. The last beer in my flight, I really like leaving to the beer tender's discretion. Perfect.
I've found that as well. A lot of beer tenders themselves, they'll say, what do you want? And I say, you pick. They go, what? Yeah. And they say, and the best way to kick it off really fun with your bartender, when they say, what do you drink? And I say, anything cold and wet. That's it. Anything that's cold and wet. They laugh like you just did then, and then they'll pour me the 4 or 5 best beers that they have too. So, but if I am feeling like I do need an actual, liquid lunch or liquid dinner, say, yeah, I get them in a particular order, Courtney.
Oh,
yes.
I don't think about this part.
There's an order. There is an order for the palate. Sours are always first because they're a light, fragrant. They cleanse the palate. They freshen up the palate, ready to go. After that, so that's like your, in America you call it your starter, and then in America you call it an entree, which in Australia we call it main meal. That's your IPA. That's your deep. That's your bold. That's your doubles is in the middle, and then right at the end you always end with a stout. You see, like a chocolate stout, a coffee stout. That's your dessert. See, so you got your starter, your entree, and your dessert all in one paddle, Courtney. There you go.
I think this ends up being my order unintentionally.
Yeah.
I do like starting with the sour because it's going to be something fruity and like a punch in the face. Yeah. And then I save my dark beer for the last one because I really like dark beers, and that's like my treat at the end.
See, so you already do it. So well done. See,
I'm a natural flight drinker.
You subconsciously do it. Do you have any other tips for anyone out there, seeing you subconsciously do that in regards to drinking or anything like that at all?
I don't know what kind of tips. I try it all. Try everything you can.
Yes.
I have a really hard time when I have to commit to like a full pint of something when there's still beers on the board that I haven't had.
And that brings me to another thing as well. I don't like having the tasters. I think taster is a waste. And I'll sit there at a bar and I'll see people come in and they go, oh, can I get a taste of that sour? Can I get a taste of that? Can I?
Just get a flight.
The bartender's exactly right. The bartender's going back and forth. I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking the same thing. Get a flight. If you want to taste that, get a flight of it, because you're still only getting a taster size. You don't even have to drink all of it, but at least that way you're paying for the time, for being there, for the bartender, and also for the actual beer that you're tasting, that's consuming in your stomach. You're paying for. So I'm a big fan of saying, look, if you want to taste 5 different beers, get a flight. So yeah.
And frequently when I get a flight and I have expressed interest in other beers, magically a little sample of that appears in front of me. And, people are very nice that way.
That's right. They are, especially if you sit up with the bar itself. Courtney, going back up to Untapped as well. I said before.
We have something to talk about in Untapped.
Well, you kick it off there because I know what it's going to be.
You know exactly what I'm going to talk about, sir.
I saw your eyes and I thought, okay, it's up to you. Go. It's all on you.
Craig.
On you. Yes, Courtney.
Your captions in Untapped.
Descriptions. They're not kid descriptions.
Okay, your descriptions in Untapped are unmatched.
Mm-hmm.
It is. If you have Untapped, you should really go follow Craig because you will have a steady stream of some of the best writing you've ever read.
So
it's amazing.
Courtney, explain to everyone though what you mean by that. How can they? What is it? Just what would you write in a description, for instance? Is it a description
what I personally write is hardly anything.
Because some people they don't feel like they need to type about, they don't feel like, oh, I'm not a beer connoisseur, so I can't write about the beer. Oh, how many different hops this has and what wheat has gone into it and what aroma and flavor. I don't really write that much at all in regards to that because I'm not a connoisseur. I'm more of a comedian than a connoisseur. So I will pick the actual beer name, the type of beer it is, and also the brewery name, and I'll do something from there as well. So, Courtney, I can see you're probably doing some research right now. Are you going to pick one out to read to everyone live?
I mean, there's so many good choices, Craig. I don't even know where to begin.
I'll say this, and that is, Untapped is supposed to be for over 21s because it is a beer drinking app. So it is over 21. So my descriptions are only for those people over 21 years of age. They are not safe for work, most of them. You will always know if I am drinking with someone because my descriptions are really non-existent, But if I'm drinking alone, then you'll see a bit more effort goes in my description. So
you've got a little more time to put your thoughts together.
I do because I can just relax and I can enjoy. I'm on my phone when I'm with someone, Courtney, at a brewery. I put my phone away unless I take a photo. That's it. I'll take a photo of the flight and then I'll put my phone away and actually be in the moment. So.
I mean, here's a good one, Craig.
I was going to say, which one have you picked out?
Can I read these aloud? You're good with this?
Yeah. But do me a favor first. Read the name of the brewery, the name of the beer, and then the description. Because it might.
This was from the Four Circles Brewery. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that one already. Brighton, Michigan.
That's the one.
It was a blueberry crisp.
Yep.
Your description is, the last time I had this mouthfeel afterward, he said thank you.
I'll tell you what. So, wow, I didn't know you picked that one. That's not in the show notes. Now, the reason for it, I'm not that way inclined. Not there's anything wrong with that, but I do like to be humorous. But I will say, Courtney, that the actual blueberry and that crisp blueberry, it did have that very much a milky textured flavor that was left on the inside of your palate and the inside of your cheeks. And so that's where I came from. I'm like, that's the only thing I could think about at that time was what was left inside my mouth. And I was like, wow, how can I make this so people would actually enjoy reading it? So there you go.
Here's one from Mothfire Brewing Company. This was for Canvas Series Badge 6A495. Your description is an easy IPA. I've had a few easy women in my life, and they normally only last one night. Hence this batch number. Ha ha.
I forgot about that. See, Courtney, you find that if I check into a brewery, if I check into a brewery, the first one or two are pretty easy going, but they kind of get a bit more risque the more I drink at the location for some reason. I don't know why. But
I don't know what happens there.
I don't know what happens there. I honestly don't. I mean, anything to do with, I'll just say this, anything to do with like a pineapple flavored sour, whatever, there's going to be an upside down pineapple reference somewhere. So just saying. So, yep, I think there's one
I've got one more good one for you.
Okay, one more. Whereabouts?
This was from Mothfire. Mm-hmm. Mothfire was also on your recent list from Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's a blackberry gimlet mist. Mm-hmm. I haven't puckered up this much since kissing the boys in the hot tub, and then a little emoji face with it. It's very cute.
And no, I'm not talking about Rob and Josh. That didn't happen. I was just. Oh wow! So, yep, there you go. I will say, Courtney, there is a couple of friends of mine who are actually over in California, and I spoke to them. I saw them in person when I was over there for a Munsey event, actually, and they presented me with this really cool personalized beer cooler that says, "See my shell beer cooler," like the whole lot. Yeah, really cool, personalized, engraved, the whole lot.
Oh my gosh!
And the reason for it is, the couple of the ladies there, when they go to the breweries themselves, they'll sit down and they'll read my past descriptions and chat about them. So that's the reason why you can, and that you can actually comment on Untapped as well. So there have been plenty of comments on my different Untapped ones as well too. So I try and reply where I can to some different of the comments too. So, but anyway.
And I will say, when I see that you have recorded a beer, I don't look at the beer. I don't look at where you are. I go directly to your description and what you wrote, because that's the entertainment part for me.
Well, but I will say, sometimes you have to look at where I am and the beer name, because that gives me the inspiration.
I'll check that out later.
That gives me the inspiration. I mean, sometimes you'll find that I literally just write song lyrics. Some of them actually,
there were some of those, yeah.
Like especially when I'm ever drinking a milkshake, like tonight, a milkshake IPA, of course it's going to bring all the boys to the yard. You know what I mean? So that's those sort of references I get all the time. So yes, but yeah, definitely not safe for work. But anyway,
it's great though.
I knew you were going to bring those up.
Absolutely.
All right, Courtney, is there anything else you want to say, or we're going to leave this episode right here and now?
Just thank you again for joining me. Thank you for agreeing to join me again in the future and to be the roving reporter for the Brewery Adventure.
I'll have to be that now. And I'll have to get some stickers so I can give out some stickers at different breweries as well. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. Or just give me the link and I'll get my own. So that's easy.
I'll give you some. It'll be fine.
That's a discussion to have off air. We're not going to have, this is not a meeting.
Yeah. For now though, Craig, where can people find you if they're like, man, this Craig guy, he's so cool. I need to know more about him.
Or some people say, just say the alphabet, because I could listen to you talk for hours because of the accent. That's all it is. I'm on Treasures of Our Town podcast with Joshua, the geocaching vlogger. Also the Munsey podcast with Rob, the president of Munsey. I'm also on the geocaching podcast every Wednesday night. That's live every Wednesday night. If you want to find me on Instagram as well, Craig Michelle Photography, one word. And yes, Michelle, like the girl's name, just no E on the end. The van that I'm in has its own Instagram page as well, Tuesday.the.van. So Tuesday van. And then there's my geocaching sort of page, the Aussie Geocacher See My Shell, which is all my geocaching content as well. Plus I'm also on YouTube. An Aussie in America on YouTube. Haven't done too much with that at the moment. I've been too busy drinking beers. And also, maybe I should do some shorts on there for my breweries. There's an idea.
Yeah.
There's an idea. I might do that. I might start that up then. And also then the Aussie Geocacher See My Shell on YouTube for all your geocaching content as well. So that's really cool. Where can people find you, Courtney?
Well, I am at the Brewery Adventure on Instagram. Make sure you put the in there, because Brewery Adventure is a different thing. You can also email me, Courtney at thebreweryaadventure.com, or you're just going to find me sitting at a local brewery with my Kindle bellied up to the bar.
Make sure you're still approachable, though, to other people, because, a young
Even
girl
on
like
days
yourself.
where I'm not feeling approachable, Craig, I'm still approached.
Well, that's true. So, yeah. That's true. Well, fair enough. I mean, if you got a mirror, you'll understand why. But anyway, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, Courtney.
Thank you for being here.
Not a problem. How do you sign off on this thing? Do you just say
raise
bye?
your glass.
Oh, raise my glass.
And we're going to get one more big cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. We will see you again on the next episode of the Brewery Adventure.
In 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time. Yeah.